So now,
Thanks. Thanks, Daniela. I've got quite a lot of information, so I'll try to go quickly. I'm going to talk through most of it, and then Fanny will come in at the end to talk about the Menu of Opportunities program. I think I know most of the people who are here, and I think you all know quite a lot about LSE Life already. But there's some projects you might not be aware of that might be of interest to you and your students. So yeah, the plan today is to talk you through how we can help your students and you as well. So you will, I'm sure, be aware of our one-to-one appointments that students can book both online and in person in LSE Life in our workspace.
Sarah, I don't see your slides.
Oh, okay. I thought you said they were working.
Yeah, now they're working. So maybe it was just me.
Is it showing the one-to-one advice with the list of advisors? Okay, fabulous.
Yes.
Okay, it must be a bit slow. So you're probably all aware of our study advisors. You might not know that we've employed a new full-time quantitative study advisor, because that was always a bit of a gap in LSE Life. So Masha Burmistrova has joined us, and she's offering quantitative one-to-ones for all our quant students. You probably know that the librarians do one-to-ones in our space, and we also have research specialists who do one-to-ones on aspects like data management, ethics, and so on. Those are online, but bookable through LSE Life. And then this time, new idea that we've just started, we're just trialing, is academic integrity one-to-ones, and those again are online, bookable one-to-ones. Just a note, so students need to book, and they book through the new Salesforce booking system, which you can access through the LSE Life webpage. But just for mentors, if you have a student who you think is struggling and might benefit from a bit of a more structured approach to one-to-ones, please do contact LSE Life, because we can often set something up where we can set in place some more kind of formal support structure of one-to-ones. Our other really interesting one-to-one project is the student academic mentors. I don't know which departments have them, because I'm not hugely involved with it, so your departments might already have some. If you don't know what they are, they're a peer-to-peer mentoring program only for undergraduate students at this stage, and we set them up with academic departments. And the way it works is a second or a third year undergraduate student will act as a mentor to a first year mentee from the same department. And the idea is to help them access the right support resources, settle into life at LSE, and have someone, a fellow student, to talk to about things. So if you want to find out more, or perhaps talk about setting up SAMs in your department, you can email the LSE Life Student Mentoring email address. Daniela's kindly said she will share these slides afterwards, so you'll be able to pick up all the emails and the links from there. Because of I was going to say perceived gap, it's definitely a gap. We didn't have a program for postgraduates because it's tricky. With undergraduates, you can match second and third years with the first year, but with postgraduates, they're all a one-year degree. So that's quite difficult to set up. But we have set up the Postgraduate Peer Buddies program, which is an informal kind of friendship-based mentoring scheme, and it matches postgraduate students with other postgraduate students so that they've got a guaranteed person to talk to during their first few weeks and months at LSE. Students get a newsletter a few times a term with suggestions of free activities they can do at LSE and around London, so kind of social things, and we also send them signposting information. So currently just 4 departments are trialing that: international relations, international history, accounting, stats, and maths. Sorry, 5, not 4, can't count. But if you would like to set something like that up in your department, again, contact our student mentoring people. they've had lots of experience setting those things up, so they can do it with very little work on your side. So do get in touch if you would like to organize something like that. Okay, so that's one-to-one stuff. We also have a lot of workshops and events. You probably know already. We organize them around these icons just to help us. Well, we should know what we're doing to help orientate other people as to the different types of things that we do. But the red ones on the left are all academic skills. The blue ones on the right are more sort of personal, professional, or everyday skills. And then the purple in the middle is where they might intersect. So we use those to help kind of organize our workshops and our online materials as well, which I'll show you in a minute. So we learning developers in LSE Life do quite a lot of workshops, but we also have workshops from colleagues in other divisions. So the library comes in, they do lots of workshops on things like referencing and finding sources and using referencing software and all of those useful things. Careers sometimes do workshops in our space, and student wellbeing do workshops as well. And we also have external speakers sometimes come in and do specialist staff. And yeah, we have lots of events or projects that we host. The two things that I could think of, but there will be more, with the World Cafes, which are a big forum where the students can come together with academics and discuss topics that are current, that are important, that are happening in the world at the moment. So it's a really good networking event. It's a very good socializing event. Yeah, just really nice thing for students to get involved in. And then we're also running the LSE Laidlaw Scholarship Program as well, which I don't have time to talk about, but I should have put a link on there. But if you Google the LSE Laidlaw, you'll be able to read about that program now. So to find out about our events, go to the LSE Life webpage, or tell your students to go to the LSE Life webpage and click on the link that says events and workshops. There is also, I don't know if you can see just below the arrow, a little square that says LSE Life weekly updates. So students can sign up for those. They just pop their email address in, and then we'll email them every week and tell them what workshops are coming up. So they don't even have to go in and, excuse me, and look for things. So that's a good tip for students. In addition to this, the generic stuff that we do in our space and online, we also support departments. So we will work with departments to design bespoke workshops for you. So every department does have a dedicated LSE Life liaison person. If you don't know who yours is, just pop an email to our LSE Life email address and ask, and we can let you know. So yes, we work in varying amounts with different departments, depending on what they need. But I noticed some friends from management here who I've worked with on a few projects. But yes, we try, if we come into departments to do workshops, we like to make it as bespoke as possible, as relevant to your students as possible. So we do like to work with someone in the department to make it as relevant as possible. But very happy to discuss in any other ways that we can help you support your students within your department. Then we've also got online resources. So we have our main LSE Life Moodle page, which is chock-a-block full of learning resources. They're organized by topic, including those little icons. So you can see on the screen there, learn independently, read, and then write is the one I've got open there. And then under each topic, there's loads and loads of materials for students if they do like to just go and, check things out for themselves rather than going to a workshop. And we tried to have a variety there. So some slides they can read through, some are videos and so on. And then the other key online resource is the Prepare to Learn at LSE course, which is my project, actually. So this has been running for a few years now. It's an online self-access course designed for incoming students, new students, just to help them hit the ground running when they start with their degrees. There are actually two courses. There's one for undergraduates and one for postgraduates, but they both include sections on learning at LSE, which is your academic skills, digital tools. There are so many the students need nowadays. A section on making the most of the LSE Life, the LSE community, and also Life After LSE, which is a section put together by LSE Careers, highlighting the support that careers can offer them. I've just noted on there that as part of the academic skills section, there is a standalone academic integrity module, which I've designed so that teachers can refer students to them. They can say, go and do the module. There's a quiz at the beginning of the module to test your academic integrity knowledge or understanding, and then depending on the score they get on the quiz, they'll be told, you're fine, or it's a good idea if you do the course. So yeah, you might want to direct students to that. Currently, the course is hosted in Moodle. So students need an LSE login. So this has been a bit of a barrier, I suppose, in the last few years, because students can't access the course until they get their logins, which are not until usually late August when they do their pre-registration. So they don't have a huge amount of time to look at it before starting their programs. But I'm working with a colleague to create a new version, which will be online, hosted on our webpage, so it will be accessible to all. So new students can access whenever they want, offer holders can find out more. And we're also hoping to support our access and participation plan by having academic resources available to any student who's interested in studying at university or at LSE. The project we're aiming to have done by June, July, so hopefully good to go early enough for newest students to access it this year. But just to note, if you do want to refer students now to this kind of course, it's a little bit, what's the word? Maybe easier to navigate than our Moodle page, because it's designed to be a preparation course. So things are curated into more manageable sections. So if you do have students who are struggling, if they haven't seen the course yet, they can do it at any time during their academic career. We have students who only discover it halfway through the year and find it very useful. So it's not just a pre-arrival course. Okay, I'm nearing the end. LSE Communities is part of LSE Life now. They do community stuff, so they arrange a huge range of activities. They do all the welcome events and graduation, but they also do some things which you might want to point your students to. Our very popular Life in London social program organises lots of trips around London. And it's a great way to meet other people. So if you've got students who are struggling a bit socially or struggling to make friends, this is a great way for them to go and meet people in an unpressured environment, in a fun environment. And then just a couple of things. Emma Bates, who works for LSE Communities, sent me that they've been involved with University Mental Health Day, which is 13th of March this year, and Mental Health Awareness Week, which is the week commencing 12th of May, and there will be a range of events. So they do lots of things like that. And she also said that you're welcome to join the Student Experience and Engagement Network if you'd like to be involved more in that kind of thing. And I've popped their email address there if you have any ideas you want to talk to them about. And then we have our volunteer centre, again, a very useful resource for students who want some more community connection. Maybe they're feeling a bit isolated. It's a great way for them to give back. They can get some work experience. Lots of our non-native speakers of English say it's a great way to practice their English, and obviously you can meet people, so it's a nice, sociable, friendly thing to do. So again, contact our volunteer centre if you want to know more, or you can send students on to them. Fanny, could you tell everyone about the menu of opportunities? Thank you.
No problem. I'll just say a couple of words. So the menu of opportunities is also another new project within LSE Life. We've only really just started this academic year, and basically it's all about making it easier for students to find out about and navigate the different extracurricular opportunities and support on offer. So our main thing we've done so far is update the existing My Skills and Opportunity pages. Some of you might know those already. So on there now we've got a new quiz, which is kind of a self-reflective tool designed to kind of ease new students into LSE and help them navigate some of the opportunities. So once they've done the quiz, they will get a campus animal and also get some recommendations for then navigating the second component, which is our opportunities and events listings. So these are basically the first kind of centralized listings of all the extracurricular opportunities and events, from LSE Life workshops to public lectures to language center courses. It's all on these listings, and there for students to navigate and browse. And we're also updating this on a weekly basis, so it's really as up to date as it can be. Yeah, and as part of that, students can also sign up to a personalized newsletter. So basically what Sarah was talking about earlier, these kind of red, blue, and purple life icons, like get the job you want or join the academic community. We're also using these as filters for the events and opportunities listings, and students can indicate which of them they are interested in hearing more about, and then we will send them fortnightly updates on new events or application deadlines within these areas. And last but not least, there are Me plus LSE one-to-ones. So that's a chance to speak to an LSE Life advisor about the recommendations they maybe got during the Me plus LSE quiz, or any other concerns or thoughts about accessing opportunities, support, all those kinds of things. So yeah, feel free to direct your students that way. We've got all the links in there, so please check it out. And also if anyone has any questions or feedback or ideas, we would also be very interested in hearing that. It's all very new, so I'm happy to take some new thoughts on board. I hope that all makes sense.
Thanks so much, Fanny, and we've just about left ourselves a bit of time for questions. If we run out of time, or if you think of a question later, do pop us an email at the email address listed there. We're always happy to respond to emails by questions via email. So I might stop sharing so I can see everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sarah and Fanny, for that presentation. I think, yeah, Mega has a question on the chat. It says, thank you. It's amazing to see how much is available. Now, once students engage with LSE Life, do you find that they tend to re-engage throughout their studies?
Definitely, yes, we do see them coming back. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember. Ellen Alston did some research for us a couple of years ago. It was specifically looking at the impact of prepared to learn on student grades, and she found that those who did the prepared to learn course did get higher grades, but also that they tended to continue to engage with LSE Life. So yes, is the short answer, but maybe in different ways.
Thank you. Any other questions? Alex?
Yeah, thanks very much. That was, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great. Thanks very much. I haven't seen the full spread before. One of the things that I find when I refer people to LSE Life is that I very rarely get any feedback as to how it went or any other diagnostics with regards to that particular student. So they may come and talk to you about procrastination or something else, and you perceive something perhaps of a different or additional issue that might be upcoming. I wonder if there's a way of creating that feedback loop, because otherwise the student just becomes the moderator and we, or the intermediary, and we don't really have a very direct discussion with anyone who might see the issues slightly differently.
That's a really interesting question. I wonder if there are issues around, do you mean hearing from us about how
Yes.
how it went with the students? I mean, there could be issues around permissions and getting the students to agree to that feedback loop. So I think involving students would definitely be useful or necessary, really, to have that kind of feedback loop. We do very often get into conversations with departments, either because they contact us about a student they're concerned about, or because we see a student that we're concerned about and we contact them. So those kinds of conversations do go on. And we do. I'm currently gathering, this is a bit different from what you were asking, but I'm currently gathering data on the kinds of topics that come up in our one-to-ones. I've been gathering it over the last year. So we will, once that's finished, we'll be able to let departments know the kinds of things that students come and ask us the most, if that's useful at all. But I think for the kind of feedback loop you're talking about, you might have to either contact us and ask us how it went with the student, or ask the student to come back to you and give you feedback when they.
Yeah, and that's I get the sort of confidentiality side of things. Part of it is I don't even know if they have gone, so I recommend they go and do something, and I get nothing from them or from LSE Life which says this student actually attended this course or did this one-to-one session, and that for me is part of the metrics of have I got an issue here, or, looking upstream to any potential issues, and so that feedback is more than just the sort of diagnostic thing. It's actually are they engaged?
I would need to check this issues around confidentiality, around kind of us reporting back, which students have been to see us and so on. I don't know if we're allowed to do that in that sense. I still think it might have to come from you going back to the student and saying, did you go?
Right, okay. Which I can do, of course, but
yeah,
not necessarily, they don't always tell you the truth.
well, yeah, also true. Let me see if I can find out if that's something we could do. I guess I'm kind of uncertain, because the kind of the goodwill of the students is really important for us to keep them coming to LSE Life. So I'm just like a little bit worried that if they get the impression that we're reporting back on them, that might kind of undermine our relationship with them.
Possibly, yes. I'm thinking more of sort of, just trying to get a better handle, an upstream handle of, are there issues that I need to be worried about? So attendance on its own is a useful information without having been told what was actually discussed. If at the student, at your request or their request, discloses information that you have subsequently found, then I guess it could be framed in a way that we're trying to help you, and I will be recommending to your academic mentor that perhaps this or that. But I mean, even to know if they turned up would be a useful piece of information.
Let me get back to you, Alex. I'll have a conversation with the team, and
Thank you.
Thank you, Paulette. And I think that would be the last question if there are any others. But yeah, to you, Paulette. And
thank you. I'll try to be brief. First of all, thank you very much, both of you, for that really insightful presentation, packed full of information. I've just got two things. The first thing is a comment. Second is a question. The comment is around signing up for updates, because I've signed up for LSE Life updates as well, and I find that to be really, really useful, particularly if we want to highlight stuff in our newsletters or in our sessions, our workshops that we have. So if you haven't already done so, mentors, I would strongly advise you to sign up for that. The second thing is in relation to Alex's question. Does LSE Life have the potential to give us data about how many students you've seen during an academic year? And if so, can you break that down for first year, second year, or third year? It would be really, really useful to know that, because it's something that I mention LSE Life so often. They think I'm getting commission, to be honest with you, because I just, I keep saying it's a fantastic resource. I wish I had it when I was a student, etc. So if we had an idea about how many students, percentage of students have engaged during the first year, we can actually use that to reinforce the importance, because I've gone through an academic year, and and I mentioned LSE Life, and a lot of them tend to glaze over as though it's like the first time they've actually heard of LSE Life. Thank you.
We do. My colleague Ben is our sort of data guru, and he did put together reports. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. Time just blurs for me. For each department, with data on how many students from their department had one-to-ones, how many went to workshops, which were the most popular workshops, etc., etc. It was a lovely little summary. I'll see if I can find yours and send it on to you. I will ask Ben if he's doing sorry, I'm just writing this down so I don't forget. Doing the data again, and let you know. He's working with Fanny on menu of opportunities, so I know he's really busy this year with that, but I'll see if he's got plan to do that. And I'll let him know that a breakdown by year would be really helpful.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, I know we have the data. We definitely have the data on our one-to-ones. Workshop data we wouldn't be able to do by year, because it's just a department in the enrollment, so that wouldn't be possible. I don't know if the one-to-one data would. I don't think they fill that in. I don't think that comes up on the booking form, actually.
Even
but
if you can't do the year, the department would be really, really useful. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much to all of you for attending. We'll keep the conversation going, and I think it's part of what LSE is planning as well on how to have an idea of keep track of students' journeys. So there might be developments on how to generate platforms that allow different people to see relevant information for those interactions that they have with students in the future. So all of these conversations are useful in sort of like informing future implementations and yeah, keep understanding how we each one of us play a role in that journey and how we keep this communication open. So thank you very much. I'll let you go for lunch, hopefully, and enjoy the rest of your day and see you another time. Bye.
Bye.